This is a video diary today because it's an important one. I just went to visit my osteopath today, and she's a bit of a psychic too, because she helps me to decipher a lot of things, including the boo-boo, which is like this frozen shoulder. I've been bearing it for 2 months. So she's like, it's your body is in transition, especially this is what shoulder pain means, that I'm in some sort of transition. We spoke a lot about my grandmother since the first visit, and I told her as well about my dreams. I had this really amazing dream of a tree, and I could see from above the tree that this tree was completely laden with orange fruit, your sacral chakra, right? Orange fruit, lots and lots and lots and lots of orange fruit. And I even tasted it. It tasted sweet. It wasn't poisonous, but it wasn't so amazing. It was like, it was fruit. Orange amber. Yeah, very attracted to amber recently. See the amber ring, the amber everywhere. So yeah, orange. But in this dream, I not only saw the tree from above with all the fruits and everything, but I also went under the ground and into the roots system. And that's when I saw the surprise that under the roots was like a cave, and there was a waterfall, and there was a Buddha. A Buddha statue was right in the heart of the roots. So I told that to my osteopath. Osteopath was like, And she asked me lots of questions I told her about my dream, my grandmother, how I dreamt of her, the house that was going to be sold, my childhood house, and story of my grandparents didn't go very well. Yeah, lots of pain. They were not really happy to be together, and there was a lot of misery and sadness. Anyways, then somehow it deviated. She said, I feel like, and she said very intuitively that I have an ancestor in my mother's side who was very intuitive, very shamanic. I was like, my dad's very shamanic. My dad's very psychic. So I said, well, it could be my dad. She said, no, it's not your dad. It's coming from your mother's side, because your mother's side is coming up very strong for her. So I was like, okay. And so I told her, like, there could be one person, and that is my mom's grandfather. He was getting cold, putting on my blanket. He was a judge in the village. And it's a very small village. Oh, in Mogo. But he was very learned, very scholarly, and also like he knew, like at night, or he would wear his clothes upside down because he's like he doesn't want the spirits to know that he's around, because apparently spirits, ghosts and all, they wear clothes upside down. So then my osteopath went, it's like she just felt from there like something. It's like he is definitely seeing stuff. She's like, I feel like he's got a lot of power. But because he didn't know he had the power, it's just pretty wild energy. But he is sending it through down to me. And she just felt it. She's almost like a channel, almost. She's like, almost feel like he wants to come through. And she said that's her role as an osteopath, is that this shoulder pain and everything is just one part of it, but it's actually a lot of the pain that's happened in the past, the history and lineage and ancestry and how they want to be recognized. And it's coming through. And because of this conversation I had with my osteopath, I asked my mom today. I said, "Hey, Mom, tell me more about your grandfather. Papua's, my grandmother's grandfather." And so she told me, like, yeah, he was a judge, because he was distantly related to the king of Burma. And so back in those days, if you're like a distant relative of some sort, you can go to the king and ask to be a judge, or ask to be like the mayor of a village or something. And so he got his title to be the mayor of the village. So he was a judge. And he was a very educated man at that time. So he was like 90 over years old when my grandmother knew him. Like, he was the grandfather, right? And even at those times, he was literate, he was educated, he spoke Burmese, and he spoke Shan. So he wrote Shan, which is a dialect, and he also wrote Burmese. And so he was really devout Buddhist, and he would be translating all the Buddhist texts into Shan language for the people to understand Buddhism. He was bringing Buddhism into the area of Mogo, which is a district, the Shan Northern Territories in Burma. And he was very scholarly, and he was a judge, but he was also a priest. Like, he was also very learned in the scriptures. So then I was like, that's my shamanic connection. It's like, yeah, he's not a monk, but he definitely lives like one, and he would go out in the forest and meditate for several days just with rice and not much. I didn't know anything about that, about my grandfather, great grandfather, until I asked my mom today. Because my osteopath talked to me about it, because I went to her, and because of my shoulder pains. So it's like, and then I'm sharing it in this video. But how I'm so happy today because I got to know about this story and to celebrate the story of my great grandfather. Yeah, I mean, it seems like very long back there, but he's still directly somehow connected to me. And my mom said that, when he was alive, he would sleep like when the leaves go to bed, when the leaves would close, and he would say, "Oh yeah, the leaves are going to bed, so I'm going to bed." So he sleeps like around 5 p.m. So he'll wake up like 2 a.m. in the morning, and then he'll wear his shirt opposite because he'll go out in the forest and he doesn't want the spirits to recognize him, so he'll blend in, and he'll chop like bamboo, and he'll bring bamboo back home, and he made lanterns, and with the bamboo he would make lanterns, and he would make like a scenario, a scene of like when during the Lantern, the light festival, Vesak Day, when the Buddha came down from the heavens because he went to preach in heaven, he came back to earth. He was replicating that scene with the bamboo structures and the lanterns. But none of the grandchildren were interested in seeing those lanterns that he made. So his wife, my grandmother's grandmother, had to entice all the grandchildren with sweets and candy and desserts to get them to come to the house and to see all the lanterns that granddaddy had made. And I was like, oh, I would have been happy to see all those lanterns that he made, with bamboo to show the passage of the Buddha. That would be so cool. So yeah, that's for my great granddaddy. yeah, would have been happy to see your bamboo structures. Yeah, and I acknowledge you. Yeah, it's so beautiful, like this ancestry connection, knowing that ancestries are here and ancestors are here, and they've led these amazing lives, you know, and to have and to recognize them. That's what my osteopath said. You know, it's like they want to be recognized, they want their story to be heard. And so therefore I decided that I'm going to share this story on YouTube, because what better way to share than on social media, right? My grandfather would great grandfather would be very, very pleased that so many people would hear about his story and the lanterns that he built, but also, like, you know, his generous heart and devotion, his piousness, and all that. Like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And even if, you know, it doesn't matter that I know, because I am the direct descendant, and I hear the story and I appreciate the story and I recognize the story. So recognizing my ancestors, the contribution they've made to society, but also to their family, and to respect that and to integrate that, which is why my osteopath keeps saying, you need to ground yourself, Kay. You need to ground yourself. You need to integrate. And since October, so many people, all my friends, like mostly psychics, would say you have to ground yourself. You have to earth yourself. And so this whole process of grounding is to integrate all these different elements, because we're like physical body, but we're also, we've got karmic bodies, we've got our lineage, ancestry, we've got our past lives. It's like so many things to integrate. So all the more, you know, the whole system needs to let it all settle into place. And so when there is a boo-boo and there's a pain in a part, you know, it's like to express, there's this need to integrate, but also to transition. It's just like, you know, there's a process of transitioning as well, this passage, to move into the next gear almost. Yeah. So, yeah, never take time to think about these things in day-to-day life. It's always so go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. But the pain gives you an opportunity. It's almost like a pattern breaker to look deeper, you know, into your lives, and how there could be other aspects of your life that you can't really see, like your ancestry that wants to reach out to you and make a sign. And I definitely heard that sign. Definitely got to learn the story and asked my mom and got my answer. And his name is Sin. What? What is his name? Can't remember. Elephant something. Sin. I have to ask my mom again. I know it's elephant something. His name is Elephant. Elephant roasted, or elephant something funny like that. But, you know, anyways. Yep. Memory lapse. We're so connected. So connected. Elephants have a very, 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 very long memory. They remember everything. So maybe he remembers everything, and he even knows the future. So yeah, it's amazing. And I learned what osteopathy is as well. It's just like, it's a very profound experience for me, to have had this healing experience from someone who is of this nature, who understands energy. And it's not just a clinical doctor trying to heal you stuff and make you right. It's like she just sets the scene so that elements can flow back. Anyway, she said it in a way that I couldn't really understand, but words can be so limiting. It's just so hard to express. But it's like all this is just meant to be. And as she was also moving energy around and stuff, I felt like the messages were really like, everything that happened is meant to be. Everything that happens to you is just meant to be. And everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to fall into place. Yeah. It's very cool. It's very cool. It's more than meets the eye. Indeed. So yeah, just gotta set intentions for this arm to be back in shape, to have all the flexibility, resilience, strength. Yeah, back to normal again, so I can swim again, jump, dance, do what I love. And this beautiful transition that I know it will happen. But in the meantime, I met Buddha under the tree. Very amazing. I met my ancestry. I heard about their story through my grandmother, who's always reaching out to me. And so I send her blessings wherever she is. Her name is T.A. And also to my granddaddy elephant. Sin something. So may they be well, happy, and peaceful, and so much love. And of course I asked, because I have a lot of energy and a lot of knowingness, like more spiritual in nature. Because she said it, right? She said that if you have a lot of this energy and a lot of this light, but you don't know how to deal with it, it can be very wild. So I asked her naturally, well, I feel like I'm like that. So how can I tame myself? How can I learn to harness and use this energy? And she's like, really good question. Well, that consciousness will come to you. So, yeah. So I have to, be patient and wait on how I can harness this energy and use it for my benefit and for others. I will find out. And another big lesson for me through this experience with her as well, because I kind of like admire her, and that she's a healer, and she's a really powerful healer, and she's healing lots of patients, and not patients, I won't call them patients, but people who want to move to a next level in their life, let's say, right? Through an alternative medicine. And she's like, well, my life has not been easy. And she said it's like, sometimes, wonderful things happen, and if you want to do what you got to do and have gifts, it comes at a cost. It comes at a price. And her life has not always been easy. It's been very, very tough. But then she's like, who wants an easy life anyway? And that's the thing, right? It's like, you can have the easy path, very easy, and you don't grow. But if you want to grow, if you want to, come out, break through the mold, and you want to be the person like your higher self, there are challenges and there are obstacles to overcome. It's not easy, and you have to face it. But it's through these challenges and obstacles and tough moments in life, and that's what makes you stronger, and that's what breaks through that gift. So yeah, you choose the easy life, or you want to be the person that you're meant to be, and that road can be very hard. It can be lonely, it can be tough, So that's what her message was to me as well. It's like you can choose the easy path, or you want to walk the path that your soul, your higher self is calling you to. You must be ready to meet with obstacles and challenges and hurdles, and it won't be easy. You gotta be tough, you know. So that was a very good lesson to me. You know, there's no fast and easy pill like the highway to heaven, like give me the shortcut to nirvana. There's no magic pill, right? That's, yeah, it's the beauty of noble suffering. So with that, it's time to go to bed, and it's the end of my diary, journal, blog. Honor your ancestors. I bow to the Buddha in you. I bow to the wisdom in you. May you be well, happy, and peaceful. Honoring our ancestry, our lineage, our forefathers, all the work that they have done to set the path to where we should be. And if that's not the case, well, bless them too. Forgive them, for they have tried. And we'll do our best to set a good road for our lineage as well. Good night.